guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Deb C, and pleased to be, it's Deb C. Bloop, bloop, that's me. Boop, Deb C. Hey guys, happy Sunday. I hope everybody is having a great weekend, is having a wonderful weekend and a great day, and a very happy Easter to everyone. I hope you have a very blessed day and a nice day, or however you are celebrating the day. Okay, so let's get right into it. I'm going to be talking about the Ladies of London. This is season 4, episode 6, title, Not So Fair Ladies. Now, I was going to make this last night. I was planning on doing 3 videos one day. Ladies of London was going to end it, and it was going to be like me at night. And then I got an upset stomach. So I was like, forget it. I will do it tomorrow. So here we are. We're talking about, like I said, season 4, episode 6, Not So Fair Ladies. So let's get into it. It is Minnie Manor's launch day for Micah and her team. And it's some foreshadowing here because Micah asks the question, do you ever forget to use kind words? That is foreshadowing of what is to come in a week. So let's get to it because this is at the end. We start off with a little visit to Martha's garage. Her garage is slowly turning into a cottage. I'm going to tell you, I love Martha, but that is getting close to a semi like hoarder situation. I really wish that she would get something done with that place. It gives me the heebie-jeebies kind of every time that they go there. So she FaceTimes Lottie and everyone else to invite them to a My Fair Lady picnic. And hopefully she's saying that she's going with this theme of My Fair Lady because she's like, hopefully people going out into the park and dressing up and wearing fancy hats will make them act normal and make them act right. We know that's probably not going to work. Margot, across town, Margot and her teenage stepsons, they go to the park. And listen, I never knew this, but she said, you know why the pollen is so bad here? Well, I guess it's because the pollen is so bad in London because they didn't want, whoever was planting the trees, did not want fruit falling off the trees and then rotting on the ground. So they only planted male trees. I didn't know that. See, listen, here's the thing. Anytime anybody says to me, why do you watch garbage like that? Why do you have to watch garbage, like stuff on Bravo or reality TV? I've learned things from reality TV. This is one thing I've learned from Bravo that I did not know this at all. Okay, so Missy meets up with them in the park. Missy shows up. These are teenage boys. Missy shows up, tits out. Like, Missy's like, oh, I'm meeting young, impressionable boys. I'm going to wear this top, and I'm not going to wear a bra, so it's going to be, I'm going to be Tits McGee. So she shows up, girls out first. But, listen, Margot was like, I taught them to look at my eyes. I see your eyes. I want to see your eyes. And they're boys. They probably looked. Margot says she is going to be going to LA, but then she's going to return with her husband. Her whole family is going to be there, finally. Missy tells her about how she met up with Kimmy. She listened to her. Kimmy apologized. She felt it was genuine. And Missy accepted her apology. She's like, it's dropped. It's done between you. It's done and it's cool between me and Kimmy, but not so much between you and her. She's still not cool with you. And she then says that Mark had told Kimmy that one of his friends, who's also friends with you, said, well, Margot something like Margot is putting on her acting hat. Like she's really stepping into the actress in her. And Margot's like, listen, I expected that from Kimmy. I expected something like that from Kimmy, but not from Mark. I'm thinking like, wait a minute, really? You didn't expect that from Mark? Because I would completely expect that from Mark. Like, Mark is scandal-based, and he hits me as very catty. Is he perfect for reality TV? He is. But could I see him saying that? I absolutely could. Margot comes back with, like, the petty tea by saying that Mark is clinging on to Emma for social relevance. He's her bag holder, and he's clinging on to Emma for social relevance because allegedly his family has disowned him. So she's like, oh, you got tea on me? I raise you some tea. Okay. Micah pays a visit to Emma's flat in London. In case you didn't know, flat is apartment. Everybody knows that. But she paid her a visit before she goes to Nairobi for her marathon. She's doing it for a charity. And I thought, and she brought a gift for her. It was a bag. And Micah had no idea of like what you would use for a marathon. So she went on to Google, found things, got this bag together. And then she also went around to everybody and she got a little video from each of one of them offering Emma support and, congratulations, and you can do this and you got this. And I thought that was so sweet. I have written here, what a wonderful friend. Micah seems like she would be an absolute wonderful friend. And Emma is talking that the results from the MRI that were taken on her cyst were actually misread. So the cyst is not getting bigger, but this has showed her that I, in fact, need to be grateful, and I need to live my life. I need to now live my life and be grateful for everything. Okay, Martha goes over to Margot's, and they're also joined by Jackie. Now, Jackie is an animal communicator / psychic. And Margot suggested Martha look into this. Margot, I believe, had used a psychic whenever she had an issue with her dog. And so Margot suggested this to Martha to hire, this woman and have her talk to Hecate, her magpie, her bird. So Martha can go out, because she's like, I think anytime Martha wants to go out, she just doesn't go out because she's like, well, I have to stay home for Hecate, and Hecate needs me. She also, Margot also thinks that Martha, or that Hecate doesn't have like the best intentions. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say this, and fuck you, Margot, because here's the thing. I have a dog. We all know Jack. And I'm someone who would rather be around my dog. Like, I would, if I'm ever given the choice between staying at home and being with my dog or going out, I 100% of the time am always going to pick being with my dog, staying with my dog. Okay. And also, I also in the past have used my dog as an excuse to get out of being somewhere. Like, if we go out to my brother's for dinner, I would always say, you know what, we've got to leave because we left Jack, or in the past, Maisie and Pepper. We got to get home to the dogs. I don't want to have to clean stuff up. We got to get home to the dogs. So, because of those 2 points, fuck you, Margot. So Jackie, the animal psychic communicator, she's trying to talk to Hecate. She's trying to get Hecate to come down. Hecate's like, I don't want no parts of this. And listen, no, I'm not going anywhere. So Jackie's like, well, okay. I know what he's saying. He's saying that he owns Martha. And then she says that Hecate's saying she either like wants food or she wants water. And then she comes down, Hecate flies down and lands on Margot's hand. And she's like, oh my. And I wasn't expecting this. And her claws underneath were very warm. And that won Margot over. Like, Margot's like, okay, this bird's all right. This bird's okay. Margot, they talk about the picnic. Margot says she will go to the picnic. Who's going to be there? So everybody's going to be there except for Emma. She's like, I'll go, but it just feels like Kimmy's ganging up on me with Mark. And Martha is like, listen, I have to draw a hard line. And stay out of this. I cannot get into this. But that's not Martha. Okay, so Joshua and Lottie, they go in for an ultrasound so they can see the baby. Here's the thing. They saw the baby, and then they start talking about his work. And because they're going to be having like they have a fashion show every year. So the fashion show is coming up. And because of that, he's always at work. Lottie is spending a whole bunch of time by herself. So she's really worried that what he's going to be doing once the baby comes. Because, I mean, is he going to be there with her to help take care of the baby? Or is this just going to continue that he's working constantly? Because that's not fair. Okay, the day of the picnic, I absolutely love the theme of this party. Martha looks gorgeous. Martha is the Fair Lady theme, like, personified. She has the long dress on, billowy long dress, beautiful, large hat, a parasol. She looks beautiful. Micah got the memo as well. She comes in, she has a long dress on, she has a hat. She looks perfect. What else? Oh, Missy, as soon as she came in, I was like, this girl don't know what My Fair Lady is. And then she talked. She's like, it's a movie. I've never seen it. I thought it was about fairies. She comes out. She has to come. I don't know why she has to show up in a backless dress. Like, it's a backless dress. You can tell she doesn't have a bra on. And the sides flap up and show her boobs. So, and then she has this large, ginormous, like, large brimmed hat. It's not even like a hat that they would wear in My Fair Lady. It's odd. So she's like, Margot shows up as tits out because, that's what Audrey Hepburn's known for. That's Margot. Margot shows up in like this long slip dress, no bra, and this bow of feather. Because like I said, that's what Audrey Hepburn's known for. She blames it on the jet lag, but no. Kimmy comes dressed. Kimmy has long dress on, a hat. I love that hat. And so Margot walks in. Kimmy walks in, goes up to Martha, and Margot instantly avoids it completely by just walking away. And Margot's like, well, I just walked away because I didn't want to ruin, Kimmy and Martha. greeting each other and talking. I didn't want it to be about me, so I just walked away. Okay. So then they were talking some shit on Margot about her look and why, in fact, is she wearing cowboy boots? Because as an actress, I would think that she would know, like, the attire for My Fair Lady. It's not, My Fair Lady, I don't believe had a lot of, like, ostrich feather, like, boas and low plunging slip dresses and cowboy boots. And she didn't have a hat. So Mark is the last person to arrive and commence the eye rolls in the comments from Margot. Mark Francis says in confessional, he's like, I hate themed parties and I'm not obliged to comply. And that's true because Marco's like, she says something like, the only thing that's missing is a monkey, because he has on this yellow safari jacket and he looks like the guy from Curious George. She also says he is annoying. He's so annoying. He's a snake in the grass. And, it feels like, and he's there talking with everybody. It feels like to me, like he's being like intentionally loud and over the top. Like he's just ha ha ha. He knows that she's there and he's just over the top. And they FaceTime Emma, who's in Nairobi. And he's, once again, oh, we love you, my angel. And so like, over the top, and then Margot is on the other side, like gagging. Some more of Martha's friends show up. They got the memo. Mimi and Noah. Noah is in a tux. He looks very dapper. So then Mark goes over and gives this big greeting, this big phony greeting to Margot. Oh my Lord, the bird of prey, the birds have landed. Oh, I love this. Oh my God, I love this. This is beautiful. Oh my gosh, just gorgeous. And she's like, what did she say? She said, I wanted to wear something you couldn't make fun of behind my back. And he's like, in confessional, he's like, she thinks I care about her. I don't. This is us just being, this is manners. This is what we do. This is manners. I guess they think it's better to just talk behind somebody's back so they're not offended. I don't know. And so Margot's like, listen, I heard that they say you're talking shit about me. And he's like, who? Who, pray tell? And meaning like, who told you this? And she says, well, Martha and Missy. And she said, Margot said, well, Missy told me someone at the party said something nasty about me. And Mark was like, no. Well, I did repeat something a friend told me, but I thought it was very complimentary. Really? And I made the same look. I was like, what? Mark, come on now. Why would you give if it was complimentary, why would you do it behind their back? Why wouldn't you go directly to that person and be like, oh, I saw our friend, my friend, who's also your friend, Selena. I'm just making that name up. Selena. And she gave this compliment to you. Let me tell you about it. That doesn't happen. If you're talking behind somebody's back, it's usually not like complimentary. Not if you're in reality TV. And then they're in the middle of this, and then here comes Kimmy. After Mark says, his friend, he said, because she was like, tell me what you said. And he was like, why don't you tell me what I said? She said, no, tell me. And he said that his friend told him that Margot's embracing her actress. And listen, I'm with Margot. Mark is very, very like, at that moment, Mark is very, very brave when he's not face to face with her. But now he can't say what he really said. And then the two of them, Kimmy and Mark, they then proceed to do the posh put down, which posh put down in England is just like a polite insult. Like they're going to insult you, but they're not going to be beast about it. They're going to use proper English and etiquette and do it in like like where they're not screaming. They're not yelling and screaming at you, but they're being very, very gentle and almost mannerly about it. And Kimmy says, well, I heard you were spreading rumors about Mark. And then they show all of these flashbacks about, oh, Mark's just Emma's bag holder. And did she say anything about it? I can't remember. But these posh put downs, I do have a note here. He does say them all with like a smile while they laugh. So they're there. The two of them are just putting these little insults, and they're laughing. And the thing that got me was that no one came over to help Margot. Like even later on, Missy's like, I'm sorry I didn't come over and help you. And I thought that was kind of shitty because Margot was the one who went to her and was like, hey, I just wanted to let you know, Kimmy was talking some shit. Like, I didn't like how she was talking about your truth that you revealed, your thing that you revealed about your brother. And no one really came over and helped her. So, Margot exits that discussion. Mark said basically she dresses that way to get attention because she's so insecure. Both sides are claiming that the other was rude to them. Margot does pull Kimmy aside, and Kimmy is like, listen, I'll be civil to you since you're Martha's friend. And Margot says, listen, it never occurred to me that you wouldn't say what you said in the car directly to Missy. And the reason why is because she says, Kimmy is the person that's always saying, if I have something to say to someone, I will say it to their face. So she was just thinking, well, then she's going to say this to her face then, which I get that. A fight then ensues between Martha and Kimmy because Martha was standing up for Margot because she told Kimmy, she's like, what you said in the car was wrong. It just wasn't the right thing to say. She's, like I said, she's taken Margot's side, and Kimmy's pissed at that. She feels like, that Martha is just a backstabber. Like Kimmy would do anything for Martha, but Martha doesn't have her back. Meanwhile, all this is going on, and Missy's boobs are just flapping in the wind. Like her dress is blown up. Her it's boobs McGee over here. It's like a circus. Kimmy then goes over to Missy. She's talking to Missy. To me, it seems like she's trying to stir it up maybe a little bit. And then all of a sudden, there's a big gasp. And I thought, what the hell happened with this gasping? So it turns out Kimmy was crying. I guess they didn't realize that this woman could produce water from her eyes because she doesn't ever cry. So she's there, everybody's around her. She has the attention, and everybody's like, you know, huddled around her. So all of a sudden the attention is on Kimmy, which she's always saying that Margot really wants the attention. I mean, in this instance, it kind of feels like she wanted the attention. But the look on Margot's face was, at first I was like, is she looking at her because she's jealous that she doesn't have the attention? Or I'm thinking, is this like the look of sadness? Like everybody is huddled around Kimmy, but no one is there for Margot. And it kind of looked like she had that look of like being alone, is what it seemed to me. And then next week they show where she's crying, Margot's crying about how she feels so alone. Now, I don't know if that is to do with like the friend group or if that is family related. I don't know. But that look that she had was kind of like one of like, I'm alone and I'm sad, to me, is what it looked like. You know, or like a look of like, why is nobody there for me? Like that, you know? So, okay, if you watched, please let me know. Tonight we have Real Housewives of Atlanta starts up again. I am going to begin watching it. The reason why I never covered Atlanta or Potomac is because, listen, for Potomac, I started watching it and then I dropped off watching it. And the same thing with Atlanta. Like I started watching Atlanta when it first started, and then I dropped off watching it. And when I cover a show, I want to have been able to watch, I only cover shows that I've watched like every episode of every season. And if it were something where there was only like 1 or 2 seasons and I could go back and just catch up on those seasons, it would be okay. But there's a lot of seasons in these, especially in Atlanta. So I'm going to watch Atlanta just for pure entertainment for myself and just enjoy it. And then Real Housewives of Rhode Island, or Sunday is their actual night that they're airing on. So I will be watching, I'm just going to call it Rory. I'm going to watch Rory and I'm going to make my notes, and I will do a video on Rory tomorrow. So listen, and I think this week I didn't do my video on reviewing my Peeps. You know, I'm a Peeps girl, and I like my Peeps to be, I don't like stale Peeps. I like fresh Peeps. I don't know how fresh my Peeps are now. So sometime this week, it's obviously not going to be for Easter, but it's going to be maybe just like a spring snack review. Okay, so listen, if nobody told you yet today you were loved, seen, and heard, please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there so it comes right back at you. Always spread kindness because it is free. Please be aware of your surroundings. Be smart and safe. We're going to hydrate with some water right here. And if you're in a dangerous situation, please remember that Dolly and I are sending our love, thoughts, prayers, and positive energy your way so you make it through. Love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys. Bye.